Everybody, and welcome back to Diana Focus and Now, a channel where dreamers like you can be confident and believing themselves in order to achieve their dreams, right? So today in this video, we're going to talk about how to be single, but more specifically, learning how to be with yourself, learning how to be with yourself. Okay, super important. And this kind of comes with the movie. Remember the movie? Have you seen the movie? Let me know in the comments. If you've seen the movie How to Be Single, I honestly have seen this movie like 50 times, no joke. And these are going to be very similar concepts as the movie, but more in-depth situations and a little bit more realistic, right? Because we're not in the movies here. But okay, so we're going to talk about properly how to be single, but more specifically, how to be with yourself 24/7, because you're technically being yourself 24/7. And let me tell you that that is hard, because sometimes you really don't want to be with yourself or don't want to be yourself. You're just like, oh, I'm just gonna be not Diana today, you know. And then sometimes you want to, okay? So it's very important to talk about all those things, right? So this is why we're gonna talk about today, okay? So this goes beyond the self-care and self-love. All this like, oh, in order to love yourself, take care of yourself and be with yourself, just take care of yourself. It's like, yes, I don't say that that's not a good idea, but we're going to talk about other things and not just self-care and self-love. That is also very important, to take care of yourself. But we're not going to talk about this in this video. So this is how to be comfortable. This is a word that's going to be lovely. Comfortable with yourself, and when you're just with yourself alone. Okay, this is super important, to be comfortable with yourself. I'm just going to get a sip of water. Okay, comfortable. How to be comfortable with yourself. Okay. And you were like, okay, Diana, but like, I kind of know how to do it. I'm really not sure. Or you're like, I'm not single, I'm in a relationship. Or you're like, Diana, I am single. Or like, maybe you're looking for a relationship, whatever it might be. This video applies to all of you guys, okay? So it's super important to understand and be comfortable with yourself, because you are yourself, right? Okay, so let's jump in. We're going to talk about super precise things here, so it's going to be a quick video. So first of all, you need to learn your weaknesses and embrace them. Wow, that is the bomb that I honestly didn't do until this year. I mean, I've been slowly doing and embracing smaller weaknesses, I would say, but honestly, you need to embrace all your weaknesses. Not just like, okay, sometimes I spill my tea, that's not really a weakness, right? But it's more like, okay, I'm not really good at communicating myself. How do I make myself better? Or how do I learn to do all those things, right? So in learning which ones identify your weaknesses, first of all, and then second of all, embracing them. So if you're in an interview, or if you're just talking to your new boyfriend, or you're wanting to have a new boyfriend, or you're even in a new relationship, in a friendship, you need to tell them. I mean, you don't need to tell them your weaknesses, but you need to understand your weaknesses in order to have a good friendship and good relationship in general, whatever it might be. So that's the first step. The second one is knowing your worth. And I know this might be sounding like, what do you mean, Diana? Like, this is crazy, okay? So knowing your worth does not mean I am worth $1 million, because everyone is priceless. Priceless, in the sense of they do not have price. You and me and everybody else watching this video, you're priceless. Doesn't mean that you cannot have a dollar sign. Imagine if I have a dollar sign here, nobody has a dollar sign on their head. whatever it may be. No, I don't mean that, okay? I mean to show everyone, every single person that you meet or you're with, what you can tolerate and what you cannot tolerate. Okay, that is knowing your worth. If you're not worthy in the sense of like you accept everything, like, oh yeah, he treats me bad, but that's totally fine. And then, my boss screams at me every day, that's totally fine. You do not know your worth. Just FYI. So that's very important to know your worth. But then the next one is setting proper boundaries. And I feel like a lot of people are like, oh my God, Diana, this is really hard. Or like, I don't know how to really do set boundaries. I feel like I have a video of this, and I'm not quite sure. I think it has a video. If I have a video, I will link it here, or I'll link in the description below for you to check that out, because it's very important to set proper boundaries with everyone, not just your friends, not just your family, not just your coworkers, not just your job, not just your career, with every single person. And let me tell you, that is a hard job, because a lot of people, and the majority of the people, are going to test you, be like, ooh, can I jump this limit? And you're like, and if you say they're like, oh, okay, sorry, my bad, or they would probably not say that, I don't know, whatever it may be. But it's very important to set those boundaries, because if people test your boundaries, you need to stay put with those boundaries and be like, okay, no, I do not accept this, I'm sorry. Okay, you need to stand firm and trust yourself with that. So that's very important. Okay, setting boundaries. And just with the setting boundaries, also, do not put yourself in a box. Like, you're like, okay, my boundaries are like right here, and if somebody pushes me, and then I cry every day, like, that's not setting boundaries large enough that you can still be yourself and not hurt anybody, right? Okay, just super side note that I wanted to tell you guys. Like I said, if you want to know more about setting boundaries, I'll have the link over here somewhere, or I don't know if it's here or here, or in the description below. Definitely in the description below. Okay. The other one is know and do your passions. This might sound weird, but I don't know how else to explain it. So, meaning, what do you like to do? Do you like to paint? Do you like to draw? Do you like to go for walks? Do you like running? Do you want to do a marathon? What are the things, what are the dreams that you want to do? Okay, those wanting, those are one list, right? And then the other list is actually, what are you doing? Are you actually painting? Are you actually doing the marathon? Are you actually, doing all those things? Those are two different things. One is wanting and one is doing. So those both are passions. You're passionate at your work, but you're also passionate at painting, but you don't paint anymore. Both are passions, right? It's not a good or bad passion, but we want all your passions, at least most of them. I know a lot people have a lot of passions, so bear with me. But most of them doing on the do list. I do my running, I do my painting, I do my job that I love, I do this and I do that, doers. I love people that are doers. So my people. Okay, so that's very important. Doing your passion and knowing your passion, two different things. And then the last one is taking yourself on dates and do things that you like to do by yourself. At the beginning of my journey, that was 2015, 2014, I think, ish, kind of. I'll probably say 2017. Yeah, 2017 was a crazy year for me. So learning how to take care of yourself is good, right? It's also part of learning how to be with yourself, right? It's also very important, but those things are also very key in order to be yourself, right? Okay. If you have any other questions or comments, just leave them in the comments below. I'm happy to answer all your questions. But also taking yourself on dates is very important, because I honestly was very shy to taking myself on dates. I'm like, what are people gonna say? I'm just gonna be the girl in the bar just eating by myself. That is so weird and lonely. Like, I don't like that, super weird. And I was just having a lot of like negative thoughts about this, and just very concerned, like, I don't know, something might happen and I'm just alone, whatever it may be. But honestly, I was like, you know what, screw it, I am going to take myself on a date, on a dinner, on this place that I like, that have good salads, because I love salads. And it did it, and it was very scary at the very beginning, because I was like, I was passing through the restaurant, just walking like, like, I don't know. And then I was passing by the restaurant, I think like 3 times, and I was like, you know what? It's great. Let's do it. And it was so embarrassing for me at the beginning. I was like, she was like, oh, so how many people? And I was just like, just one. And she's like, oh yeah, no problem. I can see you in the bar. I was like, oh, okay, perfect. Thank you. And she felt like the lady that put me down at the table, she was like, yeah, no worries, like, this is a normal thing. And I was like, oh, this is a normal thing, like, people do this. I'm not the crazy one here, right? So that was my experience with taking myself on personal dates, and I felt so much like cooler, like I felt the boss, I felt so confident, like, yes, I can take myself on dates, I can take myself on movie night, going for lunch, going for coffee, like super small things. It can be big things, it can be small things. Going with yourself on a trip, then that's a bigger thing. But you can take yourself on a coffee or a tea, whatever you drink. I don't know, whatever it might be. Just super small things that you're just with yourself. You can be writing notes. You can do, but just being with yourself. When you take yourself on dates, pro tip is, well, I'm going to give you another pro tip later, but a pro tip here is to actually not be doing work. By I mean, my work is not like, you can be journaling, you can be thinking about your goals, you can be planning something like that, but don't be working in the sense of work, in the sense of a job, in the sense of your business, if you have a business, whatever it might be. All those things, if you're doing that, that's more like a job meeting rather than your self meeting, right? So just wanted to tell you guys that learning to be yourself implies knowing a little bit more about yourself. And this is super key, because sometimes we're just like, yeah, obviously, who doesn't know themselves? Like, this is just weird. I obviously know my favorite color. I obviously know, my favorite animal, my favorite flower, my favorite whatever. When we were little kids, you were like, what's your favorite color? But this is very important, because now you need to embrace those weaknesses, embrace those strengths too. Knowing your worth, knowing your boundaries, setting those boundaries, and sticking with those boundaries, super key. Knowing your passions, following your passions, taking care of yourself, taking care of self-love, that's also very important. But like I said, this is more in-depth conversations. I don't know what to say. And taking care of yourself and taking yourself on dates well is also very important, a very key aspect. At least for me, it was to just be like, yes, this is myself. This is how I like to do it. I don't like to go to spicy restaurants because it doesn't make me feel good. Or I don't like to do this. I don't like to do that. And then just knowing what you really don't like, And this can be super specific, this can be super general. You don't have to be like, this is all the list I don't like to do. Here you go. Don't do that, but just actually get to know yourself a little bit more. That's super key. And then this is the pro tip that I was going to tell you guys is take time at least once every week to be with yourself. Once every week. That's all I'm asking. Not every day, but every week. At least every week. Okay, this can be 5 minutes, like I said, a coffee date with yourself, or this can be a whole trip, right? This all depends on what you want to do, or what you like to do too. Okay, what other tips or tools that you have learned that has helped you? Let me know in the comments. I want to know in the comments what has helped you, what tips do you guys have, so we can all learn from each other. And it's super important to, I love this community because you guys help each other, and I love that. I can help you guys. All my videos are going to be super valuable because they're all lessons for I learned. Maybe recently, maybe in the last 2 years, last 5 years, but they're all super recent, and I hope all these videos help you grow a little bit more. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any further videos. Remember, this channel is to motivate you, encourage you to achieve your dreams and be more confident on yourself. So you have to be more confident on yourself, embracing those weaknesses and setting those boundaries, like I said. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Remember, we're going to do videos Mondays and Fridays. So I will see you on the next video.